I'm Kendra Cook, your host for the DCTV Daily News program out of Dove Creek, Colorado. The Dolores County Broadcasting Network is the producer of DCTV with support from our Southwest Colorado TV Translator Association. That's the special district association responsible for bringing the area free-to-access TV stations over the air by antenna. This is a community TV station, so if there's a news story or event information that you would like to share, you can contact us at 970-677-4119 or email dcbnnews@gmail.com. And if you're a business or organization, we welcome you to find out about sponsorship opportunities for banners or video segments to be run on the channel. This is the Thursday program for May 28th, 2020. DCTV Daily News. From the Dove Creek Press, State Health Department amends the Safer at Home public health order, allowing additional businesses to open under abundant precautions. From Denver on May 27, 2020, in accordance with the Governor Jared Polis's executive order, the Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment, CDPHE, amended two public health orders extending Safer at Home and voluntary and elective surgeries and procedures. People at higher risk of severe illness from COVID-19 are urged to continue to stay home except for necessary medical care, and the general public is encouraged to stay at home as much as possible and limit social interactions. The public is also advised to wear masks or face coverings when leaving their home. The Safer at Home executive order has been amended and extended until June 1st, 2020, so that's next Monday. According to that order, additional businesses can open with what were called abundant precautions. This includes private campgrounds, which was effective May 25th, dine-in at restaurants effective May 27th, yesterday, day camps and sports camps for kids effective June 1st. Curbside services are available at libraries. Personal training at pools. Indoor pools may have no more than 4 people. Also included in this public health order are ski resorts, which are allowed to work with their local public health agency to reopen. For extensive information on Safer at Home, including sector-specific guidelines, please visit covid19.colorado.gov/safer-at-home. The second public health order extends the voluntary and elective surgeries and procedures public health order for the next 30 days. It is also updated to reflect revisions to dental practices based on new CDC guidance. All services included in the public health order are subject to physical distancing requirements. They are also encouraged to implement symptom monitoring protocols, including temperature monitoring and symptom screening questions where possible. The orders may be changed or extended. And to that regard, here in Dolores County, we still remain now at 29 tested with 29 negative and 0 cases. The Dolores County Office of Emergency Management noted on May 20th that coronavirus testing is available here at the Frontier Access Health Clinic in Dove Creek. Testing is available to symptomatic individuals. That means that if you are having acute respiratory symptoms, dry cough and fever, you can go in and be tested. And now let's take a look at our local weather. Today, hot and sunny with a high near 83 degrees with light and variable winds just 5 to 10 miles an hour. Tonight, looking for mostly clear skies again with a low around 55 with north-northwest winds at just 5 to 10 miles an hour. For Friday, another hot and sunny day with a high near 86 degrees. Southeast winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. For Friday night, partly cloudy and a low around 57, which isn't very low. And then the winds could be light with occasional gusts. We're now looking into the weekend for Saturday with a 20% chance for showers and thunderstorms sliding in the afternoon. Mostly sunny though, with a high near 86 and southeast to southwest winds around 5 to 10 miles an hour. For Saturday night, that 20% chance for a slight chance for showers and thunderstorms continues till around 9 p.m. and then a slight chance for just showers overnight into the midnight area. Nice gentle rain overnight would be amazing and much needed. We're mostly cloudy skies through the night with a low around 57 on Saturday. Into Sunday, it clears out to be mostly sunny with a high near 86. Sunday night, mostly cloudy with a low around 57. And then again for Monday, a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms, perhaps for the afternoon, with mostly sunny skies and a high near 83. Monday night, mostly cloudy and a low around 55. Into Tuesday, partly sunny with a high near 80 degrees, so cooling off a little bit. And Tuesday night, mostly cloudy with a low around 53. And now, back to the news. The Journal reports more on the options for testing, that logistics are underway to offer expanded community testing for COVID-19 in Montezuma County. That according to the County Health Department with a photo courtesy Ute Mountain. The Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment will provide 1,000 COVID-19 test kits to the county for the process, health officials said. A timeline and testing procedure are in the planning phase, said County Public Health Physician Dr. Kent Aiken. Adequate staffing is being organized for a mass testing. The Ute Mountain Tribe recently received 2,000 COVID-19 test kits from CDPHE. The tribe conducted 1,260 tests for tribal members on May 19th through the 20th in Toyac and White Mesa in cooperation with Southwest Health Systems and Indian Health Service. Results are pending. Testing was voluntary for tribal members and mandatory for all tribe employees. Chairman Manuel Hart reported that 6 Ute Mountain tribal members have tested positive for the virus, including 2 in White Mesa. The other 4 positive cases are in Colorado, but not on the Ute Mountain Reservation. Montezuma County has had a total of 38 positive cases, with 19 recovered and 16 active. There have been 2 deaths apparently caused by COVID-19, and that may be one, and then an additional death of a man who tested positive but died of alcohol poisoning. Of the tests administered, 640 came back negative. From May 14th to May 27th, there were 13 new cases reported, including 4 confirmed on May 21st. Montezuma County has a rate of testing of 1,605 tests per 100,000 people, according to the CDPHE. La Plata County has a rate of testing of 790 people per 100,000. More community-wide testing is needed, officials say, because many carriers are asymptomatic and allegedly potentially spreading the disease unknowingly. Identifying those individuals and isolating them for 14 days will help slow the spread and protect vulnerable populations, they guess, such as the elderly and immune compromised, which are potentially critical victims. At the Vista Grand Inn nursing home in Cortez, 5 employees tested positive for COVID-19 and 4 were asymptomatic, said CEO Joyce Humiston. The employees were quarantined and have since recovered and tested negative, she said. They contracted the virus outside of the nursing home during travel. After the positive staff cases, all residents were tested for the virus by Southwest Health System and all came back negative, Humiston said. Our nursing home is COVID-free, she said. We just tested all residents and staff and everyone is negative. Nursing homes are under lockdown by state health orders. No visitors are allowed, which is incredibly sad. Residents are staying in their rooms and brought out one at a time. Staff and residents wear masks and there is increased sanitizing and social distancing, Humiston said. She urged people to wear masks in public and in businesses to help slow the spread of the disease, especially important because there are likely many cases that are asymptomatic. Note that if you go to DCTV on the Facebook page, there is a link to a NIH-related study that is showing that there is one study that is not the case of an asymptomatic person spreading it to 455 people, but we need more evidence to confirm. The story goes on to say wearing a mask is not that big of a deal and shows respect for your fellow neighborhood and community, she said. We all have rights, but we also have responsibilities. It's disheartening to see people say the elderly and immune compromised should stay home. They can't all stay home. They need to get out also. An exploded camper near Mancos, as reported by the Journal, with a photo of Montezuma County Sheriff's Office. A woman was seriously burned on May 21st from an explosion in her camper, which was parked on the San Juan National Forest near Mancos, that according to the Montezuma County Sheriff's Office. The woman, who is from Florida, suffered second-degree burns on 30% of her body, according to Mancos Fire Department paramedics at the scene. She was airlifted by Flight for Life to Mercy Regional Hospital in Durango and then to a Denver hospital. Her condition was not available. The explosion, deemed accidental, occurred about 4 a.m. and appeared to have come from a propane leak from a heater that then ignited, according to Sheriff Steve Nallen. The homemade camper was attached to a Ford pickup with New Mexico plates and was parked off Forest Service Road 566 northeast of Mancos. The woman, who is the owner of the camper, was the only occupant. According to the report, propane gas had accumulated inside of the closed camper, possibly when the flame and pilot light went out during the night. The suspected cause of the flash fire occurred when the woman attempted to relight a stove or gas appliance, the report states. Debris from portions of the camper, including the rear door and wall, as well as contents from the interior, were blown 100 feet from the vehicle. All glass windows on the cab over camper were blown off. The Memphis Fire Department, Flight for Life, and Montezuma County Sheriff's Office responded to the incident, which was reported with a 911 call. Be careful out there this weekend, as so many are headed to the water or to the high country to camp. It's still very dry, and although an official fire ban has not been mandated here in Dolores County, please continue to be cautious with your campfires and enjoy the lovely southwestern Colorado lands. And a rare cutthroat trout saved in the 416 fire is set to be released back into the wild. From the Durango Herald, a story of rejuvenation and renewal, with the photo Jerry McBride. While firefighting crews were in the throes of battling the 416 fire as it rapidly spread through the San Juan National Forest north of Durango in June 2018, an unlikely rescue mission was being hatched. Jim White, an aquatic biologist for Colorado Parks and Wildlife, said plans had to move fast as the blaze started inching towards prime habitat for a rare lineage of cutthroat trout that lives in the remote side streams of Hermosa Creek. Colorado Parks and Wildlife knew what was at risk: the potential loss of a native fish that had survived in isolation against the odds through all of the disturbances of the West's settlement. With a massive wildfire as the latest threat, the survival of these trout depended on a small crew from CPW and the U.S. Forest Service, who were granted special permission to enter the fire zone with only hours to work. Quote, "We couldn't have anything go wrong," White said, "but if a fire burned through that drainage, you could lose an entire population and those genetics." Now, 2 years later, the fish saved during the rescue will be released back into the wild. By the late 1880s, Western settlers fished the Colorado River cutthroat trout to the point of extinction, and then dumped more competitive species of trout into rivers and streams to keep the food source available. The magnitude of the cutthroat's loss has never been truly quantified, but best estimates show that its range, which once spanned Colorado, New Mexico, Utah, and Wyoming, has been cut by about 85%. For the past 50 years, CPW biologists have scoured the backcountry looking for surviving populations of cutthroats. In the 1980s and 1990s, fish suspected of fitting the bill were discovered in 8 small streams in southwest Colorado. But at the time, technology didn't exist to say for sure. In 2018, however, DNA testing confirmed those suspicions, linking a cutthroat found in the San Juan River Basin to fish and samples collected and preserved in 1874 by naturalist Charles E. Aiken, who donated 2 trout to the Smithsonian National Museum of Natural History. Quote, "It was super exciting," Mike Jaffett, a retired CPW biologist who helped discover the San Juan lineage of Colorado River cutthroat trout in the early 1990s, told the Durango Herald at the time. "It's like going on a treasure hunt and finding you really discovered a hidden treasure." Everyone knew summer 2018, with its historic drought conditions, was going to be a bad year for wildfire, White said. In preparation, the groundwork for trapping some of the cutthroats in the Hermosa Creek watershed was laid the winter before. Quote, "We knew a fire was a distinct possibility where one of these rare streams are, and it could be terrible," he said. So when a small spark north of Durango ballooned into the 54,000-acre fire that swept through the drainage, crews were ready to go. A small team of about 7 people started early, taking ATVs as far into the backcountry as possible. After the road ended, crews hiked 2 miles to reach the remote stream. Once there, they had 3 hours to catch as many fish as possible before having to escape the area before nightfall. "It was spooky," White said, recalling the fire burning off in the distance. "It had to be carefully orchestrated." Despite the odds, 54 cutthroats were recovered. The next day, the fire mushroomed, and we would never have been allowed back there, White said. The fish were brought back to the hatchery in Durango, where they have been kept in isolation. At first, biologists were concerned because the fish did not spawn last year, and some died of a parasite. This year, however, CPW hit a stroke of luck. Quote, "We're not getting a lot of eggs, but enough to provide some for a limited amount of stocking and some to start a captive population that will be sustainable," Durango hatchery manager Toby Morning said in a statement. This summer, CPW intends to trek the fish back to their native habitat and release them into the wild. And with the captive population at the hatchery, the agency can start to restock other streams throughout the Southwest. Quote, "If we hadn't saved them, we would have seen substantial loss," White White said, but now we can expand their range. By all accounts, aquatic biologists are hopeful reintroduction will be successful. The 416 fire has had substantial impact on water quality in the Hermosa Creek watershed, causing several debris flows and fish kills, especially in July and September of 2018 when heavy monsoons hit the burn scar. But slowly, the watershed is showing signs of recovering, said Scott Roberts, an aquatic biologist for Mountain Studies Institute, which is leading a robust study tracking water quality after the 416 fire. Watersheds usually take about 3 to 5 years to recover after a wildfire compromises the drainage. Roberts said that all indicators point to Hermosa Creek being on track for that time frame. Quote, the impacts are highly localized. Some areas were hard hit and the habitat transformed, while other places are trending toward pre-fire conditions quickly, he said. But I feel confident that there are areas fish can be successful up there. The upper reaches of Hermosa Creek boast the largest continuous stretch of the native Colorado River cutthroat trout in the state, thanks to a dedicated conservation effort that dates back to the early 1990s. The watershed is not perfect, but it's stabilized, and we feel we can responsibly move fish up there, White said. This is definitely a one small step at a time process, but we're excited to have some fish to work with. Nice to have an alternative story to the COVID fear factors, an example that life goes on with or without the next virus, bacterial infection, or other diseases that afflict and attack our human bodies on a daily basis. When I find other stories of interest in between the TV news and over the weekend, they are posted to our Facebook page, which is DCTV Daily News, where you can also watch the program replay along with the news links and stories of local interest. And you too can share other events or news there and join in on the conversation. Again, this is your local community TV station, so if you have something you'd like to share, contact us. The email is dcbnnews@gmail.com or call at 970-677-4119. And a side note that tomorrow the Dove Creek High School graduation will be held at the football arena, but there will not be any people in attendance other than immediate family, and it will be Facebooked to the DC High School Facebook page and shared to DCTV, and then it's also going to be recorded and edited for a program that will be run on the channel for the next week. And thanks for tuning in to DCTV Daily News. Programs are broadcast Monday through Friday with replays online on our YouTube channel, or you can watch it on our DCTV Daily News page on Facebook. And if you like the program, please do like and follow us on Facebook and share it with your friends and family. This has been a production of DCTV for the DCTV Daily News program out of Dove Creek, Colorado, USA. I'm Kendra Cook. Again, thank you for watching.